Hello, welcome to JM Shepherd Adventures. My name is Allison and I will be your host for this video. During this video, I will talk about my shepherd, Jax Maximus, tips and tricks when it comes to training. Here comes my shepherd actually. But anyways, I will talk about tips and tricks when it comes to training and my experience when it comes to other German shepherds. Today I want to talk to y'all about how to get your puppy to stop chasing the cat. The first thing that I recommend for any new owners to get is a baby gate. The second thing I recommend is getting a cat tree. Or anything that your cat can go up onto to escape from low ground. Once you have gotten these things, you have completed step 1. The reason why I recommend for new puppy owners to get a puppy gate, cat tree, or anything that a cat can go up onto is that I feel like they need to be around each other to get to know each other, but I also feel like you need to get them out of danger as well. I do not believe that you should separate them completely. I feel like this does not give them the chance to get to know each other, and by the time that you would like them to get to know each other, it might be too late. For example, I heard this story where this one lady really wanted to get her dog and her kitty to interact, but she was nervous because when her dog was a puppy, she would chase the cat. So in her solution, she decided to separate them, which took away all training altogether to get the puppy to like the cat. And now that the puppy is a dog, her shepherd is way bigger than what she used to be, and now the chance of the cat getting hurt goes way up. So I do recommend to take precaution by getting a baby gate and a cat tree, but I don't believe that you should separate them altogether. So once we've completed these steps, we can move on to the training portion. What I recommend for the first step for the training portion is getting your dog or your puppy, I suppose, because this is all centered around puppies, to get used to waiting to eat his food. This tells the puppy that you are in charge when he can eat and when he cannot. So here's this next clip. Alright, since I already fed Jax today, I only put a little bit of food in there. But for this exercise, whenever it comes to his bowl, he knows that he's not allowed to eat it until I give him the command. So I'm going to put the food dish down. Jax, leave it. And then of course you can see he's giving me eye contact just to ask permission. And that's when I'll give him the command. Jax, look at me. Okay. Good boy. Second, you want to find something that your GSD loves to chase. During the time, my GSD loved to chase the broom. So I started with that for my exercise. Here's the next clip. Alright, so the next exercise that I told an example of is the broom. As you can tell, he is interested in it. So I'd start sweeping. I don't know if he'll chase it anymore. He kind of learned that it's a bad idea. But yeah, I would sweep, and then once he came close to the broom, then I'd tell him to leave it. Third, you want to purposely put a treat right next to your puppy's paw. This lets the puppy know that you meant to put the treat there, but it's also a test to see if your puppy has paid attention to the first step, that he must wait for your command to let him know that it's okay for him to eat it or it's not. For this next exercise, I will put the treat purposely right next to him and put a couple by him. And this will test him if he knows that he's not allowed to eat it without my permission. Jax, leave it. And as you can see, he's looking at me for confirmation if he can eat it. Okay. 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 Fourth, you might want to start putting the treat on your puppy's paw or up and down your puppy's legs. This is a very close, sorry, that's my GSD barking, but this is a very close range to have treats, and this is probably one of the real tests when it comes to your puppy deciding if he should eat it or if he shouldn't. This next exercise, I'm putting the treats on his paw. Leave it. Leave it. Look at me. Look at me. Okay. The fifth step, you want to accidentally drop a treat to the floor. This makes the dog believe that you might have not have noticed that a treat has left your hand and that it is the real test to see if your dog has been paying attention. If your dog waits for you to give the command, then you know that your dog is ready for step 6. The next step is that you want to accidentally drop a treat. Again, he should look at me for permission to eat the treats. Okay. Step 6, you want to start bringing the cat into the room. Again, you do have a baby gate, you do have a cat tree, and you do have escape routes for the cat to go if your dog decides to chase again. This is when you want to start putting in the leave it command to full force. This will let you know if your dog understands it or not, and if he's still confused, then you might want to go back to step 1 and try it all over again. The last training step is that you want to try to see if they can be in the same room together. There's Jax, and there's my cat Tigger. And as you can see, they don't even notice each other being in the same room for the most part. Jax knows that he is not allowed to chase the cat, and Tigger knows that I will not allow him to chase the cat. So yeah. I hope you've enjoyed this video of tips and tricks and my experiences with other shepherds. Just remember, you might have to repeat these steps a couple of times until your puppy realizes that the cat is not a game, but a part of the family. I also wanted to talk a little bit when it comes to prey drive. As you can tell, German Shepherds have a high prey drive, and I feel like it'd be an injustice to you guys if I don't tell you what to avoid when it comes to their prey drive and what to keep working on. The first thing I want to talk about is when it comes to a puppy or a dog, you want to avoid laser pointers. Unlike a cat, a dog doesn't understand that the prey drive can go away, and it can actually make the puppy or dog go a little bit mentally insane because he is always trying to look for that laser, I guess you may say. You may start noticing these signs with your puppy, always looking for the next glimmer or the next reflection. If it does get to the point where your dog can't rest because he's looking for those reflections, glimmers, or laser pointer, you might want to talk to your veterinarian, and you might possibly, sorry, that was my dog throwing his toy to the wall, but you might possibly have to blindfold your dog for a while for your dog to realize that those glimmers and reflections don't really matter. The second thing is, you might want to be careful when it comes to fetching with your dog all the time. Not saying that you shouldn't. I love fetching with Jax. It's just I've noticed when it comes to German Shepherds is that they are really OCD. And so if you do fetch with your dog, just remind them that the ball isn't the only thing that matters. For example, when it comes to Jax, and him being around other dogs, I'll remind him to leave the ball. And this lets him know that the ball isn't the only thing that matters and that he can't be toy possessive. Again, that goes back to our exercises, that if you do have a dog that tends to be toy possessive when it comes to fetching or any other toys, you could always use our leave it command, which works great with Jax. I've actually had many people compliment me and my dog and how Jax listens to me at any place. For example, sometimes I'll take him to the dog park because we have an amazing dog park where I'm from. It's always clean every day, and there's always a check on what dogs are in there and what dogs are not in there. Anyhow, I know that my dog can be a little toy possessive, so whenever he grabs a ball and there's a dog nearby, I'll just tell him to drop it, and he drops it, and then I tell him to leave it and he'll walk away. Of course, this takes a lot of time, a lot of consistency, and a lot of repetition, but like I said, I recommend that if you do have a dog that has high prey drive or possessiveness, just be careful on how you play with your dog, and then take the necessary steps that you need to when it comes to any of these characteristics that your dog might have. Again, this is James Shepherd Adventures. My name is Allison, and until next time.